Welcome in, Sagittarius. Today I will be doing a reading for you for the second half of July, and this will be a career, love, or relationships and life path or mission reading. We have a lot of big things happening in the second half of July. On the 17th, we have North Node moving out of Taurus and into Aries. So it's been in Taurus for the last 18 months and moving into Aries until January of 2025. And your North Node, that's what you're meant to accomplish in this lifetime. What are the lessons that you're supposed to learn? What should you aspire to be? And that Aries energy is that fire energy. So the big push that we're seeing happening on the 17th is pushing you into that space of kind of prioritizing yourself. I'll call it a healthy level of selfishness. So it's being bold, it's being assertive, it's standing in your truth and being unapologetically you. It's finding that balance between wanting to take care of other people and make sure that they're happy with finding your own happiness and living in your own truth. And that is happening on July 17th. Let's see. So we're going to start out with your career. And so that's happening on July 17th. And then also the South Node is shifting into Libra at that time. Let's take a look at this part here. So in the recent past, you have your Knight of Swords in reverse. So that's talking about kind of some missed opportunities or maybe a lack of focus or a lack of direction. Maybe you've been considering changing things up from a career or work perspective and you kind of just don't really know where to go with that. Right now, you're sitting in a state of like stress and worry, probably because you don't know what direction you've been thinking about and you don't really know what direction to take. So you're sitting in this energy of being worried about what to do there. And then coming in for you, you have the Eight of Wands. And this is a card about progress and speed and kind of moving forward. And as always, take only what resonates with you. So if this is not the storyline for you right now, leave that at this time. Next, we will be looking at what's going on relationship-wise, love-wise. And as I was starting to say, with our South Node moving into Libra, South Node is really about what are you still carrying forward from your past lives, or maybe from earlier in this lifetime. What energies are you carrying forwards? What needs to be cleared? What needs to be addressed for you to be able to kind of stand in your truth and in your power? Libra is also that card about balancing. And so it is about finding harmony, finding balance, but the slippery slope there is you don't want it to end up turning into an energy of people pleasing. And that's really going to be offset by that North Node Aries energy of, being bold and powerful and being unapologetically you. So kind of balancing those out. On the relationship side, then, in your recent past, you have your Knight of Wands in reverse, and that's kind of some anger and maybe some recklessness. So maybe there's been something that's upset you in your relationship, or if you're single, maybe it's upsetting you the fact that you're single and you've been struggling to be able to find love, find that partner. But there's been some struggle there, and your current energy here is this Eight of Swords energy. And the Eight of Swords energy, it's really about feeling like you're trapped. It kind of has a victimization energy. And, the interesting thing, when you look at this card, so this person here thinks that they're trapped. But when you look, most of the swords are behind them. I mean, there's one up here, but most of the swords are behind them. Their hands are tied and they're blindfolded, though. And they get this impression or this feeling of, I'm in a cage, I'm in a prison, I can't do anything. But all it takes, and you can see a little bit of a step forward there, even if you can't see where you're going, trust in the divine, trust in the waters that have been poured out at your feet, and start taking those small steps. Don't let yourself be the victim. In many cases, that I'll call it that victim energy, there's been some contribution that you've made to enable or perpetuate that situation. And how do you identify that and start to step your way out of it? And so that's the energy that you're kind of sitting in right now, is that Eight of Swords, feeling restricted, feeling anxious. But what's coming in for you then is going to be your Nine of Wands energy. And that is about making a stand. So those two together, it's a wonderful pairing that right now you're feeling trapped, but you're getting ready to make a stand. You're getting ready to break free from that prison. You have that persistence, that resilience, and you're looking at moving it forward. That's a wonderful progression there. Good positive movement for you. Okay. That one came out with the Chariot. The last thing that we'll take a look at is your life path and your mission. And actually, we'll just leave this as a card to the side there. One of the other changes that's happening in July is on the 22nd, we have Venus going retrograde in Leo. And that retrograde energy is going to be having you look within and really kind of examine what needs to be healed in order to move things forward for you. And your Leo energy is going to have your creativity, your self-expression, and that'll really help you kind of along your way with your journey. Here in your life path, with your Page of Swords energy in your past, that's kind of that planning and that patience. And then in the present, the Sun energy, that's success and joy and optimism and abundance. And that's where you're sitting. And this is kind of, the fast moving energy. So this one came out first and I decided to put it to the side. The next card in here is the Ten of Swords in terms of your, I guess, not final outcome, but a little bit of that future energy. So some of this is you have this fast moving energy of the Chariot, that things are moving forward and they're progressing, and you have all this abundance and optimism. So just a little bit of a caution there is it's easy sometimes to get very excited and end up kind of running yourself ragged. So this could be a message more of pacing yourself, that it seems like you are on the path. You've identified, you've looked into it, you planning and curious, you've looked into it and you think you've identified your path and you're moving forward, you're optimistic. Just be careful to not stretch yourself too thin to the point where then you get burned out. But overall, a good message there on your path side. Let's pull a couple of oracle cards for you. Here's the first one. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. And this actually feeds in beautifully with this, that you've kind of done some of the planning, you've done some of the research, you're ready. And then you have this feeling of optimism. So that kind of preparedness or readiness helps feed that optimism and that enthusiasm. You know what you're here to do and you want to move forward with getting it done. All right. The next card for you is step out of your comfort zone. And this actually, as I line it up across from here, right now, you've maybe been on the relationship side. You've been in that, when I say feeling like you're imprisoned, even though it might be bad, it's sort of that the devil type of energy of maybe you've been in this for long enough, that feeling of victimization, of helplessness, that's kind of where you're comfortable. So it's going to take some energy to push it into your Nine of Wands energy, into that making a stand type of energy. But the outcome there is going to be so much better than staying in that stagnant, that kind of stagnant, angry, unhappy energy of feeling like you're trapped or feeling like you're a victim. All right, let's pull an animal card for you. Giraffe, visionary. Rise above earthly matters. Glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. And that's a beautiful card down here to go with that path that you've set out on, so stand tall. You're able to see what the right path is and just keep moving forward. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. I'll do another one of these at the end of July for the first part of August. Until then, I will be doing the daily card pulls. You can check back on the channel for those, and that's the pulling of a major arcana card every day, plus a couple of oracle cards to be able to give you some insight or guidance for the day ahead. In the meantime, though, I hope that everybody is moving along their path and you're able to find some amount of peace, even if you have some changes that are happening that feel uncomfortable. Hopefully you can find some peace and some blessings in that process and in that journey. So we will see you next time. Thank you.